this light. There's only one problem. People keep stopping you. They keep pulling on your pants leg. And they're like, hey, do you remember me? And you're like, no, actually I don't. And they're like, oh, it's cool. Listen, I was that kid back in high school. You know, the one nobody would sit with? You know, the one everybody made fun of at lunch? But not you. One day you came in and you sat beside me and you said, hey, my name is, and you loved on me. Well, I didn't get that from home. I didn't get that from mom and dad. But that day, you were Jesus to me. Thank you. And you're like, wow, that's crazy. So you go a little further, and other people are grabbing you, and they're pulling on you, and they're saying, hey, do you remember me? And you're like, no. Oh, it's okay. I was that old lady that lived down the street. I'm young now, but I was old then. And see, you came by when my husband was sick, and you came and you mowed my grass in the front yard, and you came in the door, and you said, hey, I just want you to know we're praying for him, and we love you guys. God bless you. And that day he accepted Christ. Thank you. Wow. Uh-oh. You run into something. It can't be. So you turn around, and it is. You're standing face to face with the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. You said, oh my, I fall on my face and I worship you. So you're starting to fall, but he grabs you. He pulls you into his chest and he says, not today. Today, we dance. And the King of Kings is dancing your mug all over the kingdom of heaven. He's dipping you. He's twirling you. He's throwing you. And he's catching you. It's the most beautiful, romantic thing you have ever experienced in your entire life. So you want to look at him because he's like right here. So this is what happens. Oh man, you were the one on the street corner. You were the one at Wally World. And he looks you right back in your eyes and says, yes. Wow. He looks you right in your face and says, yes. Ain't it crazy? And in that moment, as you stand in the kingdom of heaven and look around, you go, oh my, I get it now. I understand. I get it now. God wasn't just into the big things, but he was in the little things too. Oh man, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me, Lord, you mean to tell me that you were in every smile that I ever gave? Yes. Wait a minute, Jesus. You mean to tell me that every time I hugged somebody that was hurt, it was you? Yes. Wow. You mean every time I fed somebody that was hungry, I was giving you food? You better believe it. You mean every time I sowed into that missionary who said, listen, I'm going overseas and I know an orphanage, and listen, you might not be able to go, but I want to give them Bibles, and if you just give $1 or whatever you got, we'll take them Bibles in their language, and they'll read them, and they'll study them, and they'll learn who he is. You mean, and you turn around and there's people from other countries